First we're gonna hit them rules. You already know, you know how we do it. So yeah, we officially live, y'all. So all praise to the Most High God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in name of His only begotten beloved Son. Back at it with another Bible study. So before we get started, do anybody got anything on y'all heart, minds, or soul that y'all might want to talk about? Y'all might want some understanding on anything that you might have came across, that you want to talk about, anything before we get started. Anything, it don't matter. Anything that you might want to talk about. I guess not. So we go ahead and get started then. So you know how we do it. We're gonna open this up, set down some ground rules. For those that know, you already know. For those that don't know, about to find out. You know what I'm saying? How we get down. We always one thing that we do is we always establish law and order. You know what I'm saying? The Most High do everything decently and in order. So that's what we strive to do. We strive to do everything decently in order. So with that being said, we're gonna open up with these rules, and we're gonna get with all I get, and we're gonna get some understanding. So, with that being said, we're gonna open this up in the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verses 9 and 10.
All right, then. Just say win.
So you go ahead and run it, bro.
All right. With the permission of the Most High and His only begotten Son, who lives forever. Yahushua HaMashiach, on the King.
All praise.
And it reads on this wise: Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
Two questions, y'all. That's two questions. To whom shall he teach knowledge, and to whom shall he make to understand doctrine? When you you'll understand why he asking these questions when you read verses 1 all the way down to 9, because the priest who was supposed to be the example for the nation of Israel, you know what I'm saying, who was supposed to be the lawgivers, who was supposed to understand the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and deliver them to the rest of the nation. These individuals had become sottish in their understanding. They had become simple. They became like childs, individuals who were supposed to be learned, but having a need for somebody to teach them again. They were supposed to be teachers, but were in a position to where they needed somebody, needed to be taught again, because they wasn't applying what it was that they was reading, and the knowledge that they had coming from the Most High. So this is why he's asking them this, because they went from being spiritual, or deliver spiritual, the spiritual oracles of the Most High, to living carnal, to being carnal. My bad, y'all. So let everybody mute their mics. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't reading, or if you ain't asking a question, let's everybody mute their mics so we can all be heard. So again, so these was the priests, the people that would, the priests, the Levites, who was supposed to be delivering the oracles of the Most High and doing the work of the Most High amongst the nation, but they became carnal and they understanding. So now the Most High asking the question, to whom shall he teach knowledge? And to whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Come on.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
So you see that? So he explaining to you, see, you can't be a baby in this. You can't be a novice, because the Most High is not going to send a novice out, because a novice, is one that's just a beginner. You just now starting off in this. You know what I'm saying? You don't have enough experience under your belt. You know what I'm saying? So this is not the type of individual that the Most High is gonna send out to spread the gospel. Like, no, you have to sit down and you have to grow. You have to be nourished by the word of God first before you can start to understand um the more deeper things of the Most High, or to be able to understand what the Bible calls sound doctrine. So come on, because now he's going to explain how you graduate from milk to sound doctrine, or how you graduate from being a baby, or grow up from being a baby to a person of full age. And a person of full age is just one that's experienced, one that's skillful in the word of righteousness and able to discern between what's good and what is evil. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very important thing to be able to discern, meaning to recognize immediately what the difference between good and evil is. Because sometimes the line can be blurred. But if you are experienced, if you skillful in the word of God, then you can unblur the line. Like everybody, let's make sure we muting our phones, y'all. I don't know where this background noise coming from, but mute y'all mics. Even if you think you got your mic muted, make sure it's muted. So all right, come on, bro.
For precept must be upon precept.
So notice he said for precept must be up on precept. See, when he's saying must, what he's saying is it's something that's necessary, something that cannot be overlooked. It's precept being up, I mean, it's precept up on precept. You can't overlook that. That's the most important part in the whole process of getting understanding because it's the foundation. With a strong foundation, you know what I'm saying? You will be able to stand. It's like what the Messiah said in the book of Matthew. You know what I'm saying? He that build a house upon a rock. You know what I'm saying? Though the winds came and the storm beat up on that house, it stood because the foundation was strong. But the man that built his house on a sandy foundation, when the wind came and the storm blew up on that house, it was destroyed because his foundation was not solid. This the foundation of with all your getting understanding. Its precept must be upon precept, and the precept is a rule that governs both thought and behavior. That's what the law, statutes, and commandments do. They govern thought and behavior. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he explaining, that the beginning processes of your nourishment spiritually begin with the commandments, with keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. Come on.
Precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
So you see that? So that's how the Most High is explaining that, this is the criteria for beginning uh to graduate from being on milk to being able to handle strong meat, to be able to understand sound doctrine. This is the process. Precept must be upon precept, line upon line, and here a little and there a little. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, now let's go to Deuteronomy 19. Deuteronomy 19 and verse 16
All right, Deuteronomy
or
19,
15,
verse
my bad.
16.
No, no, my bad. It's 15. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, 15. And it reads on this wise: one witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin. And any sin that he sinned, at the mouth of two witnesses or at the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established.
So you see that the matter is established based on two or three witnesses. Everything is established on two or three witnesses. See, you can't even put a man to death on the testimony of one witness. There has to be two. You know what I'm saying? So this is also adding on to the rules. See, when you getting down into this Bible, the whole matter has to be established upon two or three witnesses. You know what I'm saying? And when we talking about witnesses, we talking about scriptures that's painting the same picture on the same subject matter. For example, right, you'll read in the second Ezra chapter 2 about the Lord handing out crowns on the day of judgment. But then you will go to Revelation 6 and you will read the same exact thing. It has the same exact language because it's two individuals. You have Ezra, who is one witness, and then you have John the Revelator, who is the second witness, seeing the same exact event and bearing witness to it, letting you know they what they're doing is establishing the matter. So with that being said, let's go to Second Corinthians 13. after he gave it, we'll jump on into the lesson. 2 Corinthians 13, chapter 1. Verse 1.
2 Corinthians 13, chapter 1. I'm sorry, hold on, fellas. Hold on 1 second. Uh, Dadgummit, lost my page. 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 1. And it reads on this wise. This is the third time I am coming to you. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established.
So you see that every word is established again on 2 or 3 witnesses. You can't just pull a one liner like they do in church and think that's you didn't prove something and shut the book and be like, my point has been proven. Like, nah, the Bible says everything must be established on 2 or 3 witnesses again with the same subject matter. So we can't be talking about uh the day of judgment and you bring me a scripture that's talking about something totally opposite of the day of judgment because it's not a witness pertaining to the subject matter that's being addressed at the moment. So with that being said, them the rules, that's how we get down. You know what I'm saying? If anybody got any questions or anything pertaining to it, speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, cool. So we ain't got no issues with that. So today what we're gonna go over is we're gonna go over what what's called lewd and adulterous wife, a lewd and adulterous wife. So before we get started, I want to look up the word lewd real fast so we can understand what we mean when we say lewd.
I'm good.
One second. And you're gonna see these terms often mentioned in the Bible. So when you look up lewd or lewdness, it means indecency or vulgar sexual behavior or character. So that's what lewd means. Lewd is referring to any indecency or vulgar sexual behavior or character.
Oh, Puff Daddy behavior. Gotcha.
Or sexy red behavior. Sexy red behavior. You
Sexual
know what I'm
red
saying?
behavior.
Because it's
Gotcha.
vulgar, it's indecent. You see what I'm saying? It's vulgar and it's indecent. Let's look up this word vulgar real fast so we can get a even better understanding. So when you look up vulgar, it means lacking sophistication or good taste, unrefined, tasteless, gross, obstinate, uh, obstinate. It means what else? So basically, we get you see what it's talking about. It also means rude, indecent, offensive, making explicit and offensive reference to sex or bodily functions, coarse and rude. So when you start looking at lewdness, lewdness is what you seeing. It is what you seeing being projected through the music when you see people like Sexy Red, Megan the Stallion. You know what I'm saying? You listening to like, individuals like the baby. See, they talking in a sexual way that's considered vulgar, is explicit and offensive. You know what I'm saying? Is in a way that you have to tell the children to change the channel. Don't listen
Yeah.
to that.
In my
You know what
time, it
I'm
was
saying?
Luke Skywalker and Two Live Crew.
Say what, bro?
In my time, it was Luke Skywalker and Two Live Crew. In
Absolutely.
my yeah.
It's all the same thing, just a different name. It's all the same thing, but see what it is now is uh it's see it's it's more open in the eye of the public now. You know what I'm saying? To where at one point in time, it was
It was
it
shown upon
it was
because
yeah, it was shunned upon. It wasn't
yeah,
something that was straightforward.
right.
It wasn't obvious. It was something that you had to hide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And see, when he's saying it's explicit, it means that it's clear. It's detailed. It's leaving no room for confusion or doubt. It's
Well,
straightforward and plain.
I do notice
See,
this, and I don't mean to cut in, but
nah, you good.
Luke had to go to court because of his lyrics. But Sexy Red and Meg and these other new and upcoming rappers, they don't have to go to court for lewd behavior and for lewd lyrics. Matter of fact, they get awards for it now.
Yeah, you get award for Grammy awards, all type of weird stuff because this is the ushering in or the we headed deep into what's called the Sodom and Gomorrah era because the scriptures tell you in the last days it should be like Sodom and Gomorrah, explicit, vulgar, indecent sexual behavior or character. I mean, character. This young lady says my is pink and my bleep is brown. That's
Hmm.
very
Right.
explicit and very vulgar. You know what I'm saying? Very detailed and clear, leaving no room for confusion or doubt. No room for confusion or doubt. You know what I'm saying? And this is the the norm. This is becoming what's the norm. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we're gonna be discussing today. We're going to be discussing what's called a lewd and adulterous wife. A lewd and adulterous wife. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we finna get into, and we all understand what adultery is. If you don't know what adultery is, then we'll run it real fast just to make sure we all clear. So if you don't mind, bro, let's start this off in Leviticus.
Leviticus chapter and verse, my brother.
First we're gonna start off in matter of fact, first start in Exodus. Exodus 20 and 14.
Exodus 20 and 14.
Yep.
No problem. All right. It reads on this wise: Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not do what?
Commit adultery.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. So that's what we talking about. And when you look up adultery, adultery is the definition for it is it has a spiritual and it has a physical definition. The spiritual definition is to
Worshiping.
apostatize.
Right.
And apostatize is the root word of it is apostate. Apostate is an individual that goes against the truth, that speaks evil of the truth, that lies on the truth. That's what an apostate or to apostatize means. But then you also have where it says a woman that breaketh wedlock, meaning she steps outside of her marriage. That's what the Bible defines adultery as, and we just not gonna leave it up to to a definition to define it for us. The Bible is going to define it for us itself. So we'll hold that there and we'll go to Leviticus 20 and 10. Leviticus 20 and 10.
20 and 10.
Yes, sir.
All right. And it reads on this wise: And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife,
So you
the
see that?
adulterer,
Go ahead, finish that off.
the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
So you see that? So it said the man that committed adultery with another man's wife. So that's what adultery is. Adultery is when a man sleeps with another man's wife. It says, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer, which is the man, and the adulteress, which is the woman, shall surely be put to death. You know what I'm saying? So this is the law, and you see the judgment that's associated with this law. If you commit adultery, the judgment for that is to for you to be put to death. But look, this was up under Aaron though. So now we all know that we up under Melchizedek. So under Melchizedek, you might not get the judgment right away, but just because judgment don't happen
This is
speedily,
custom hair care
don't let
made
that
for the
harden
late.
your heart. You know what I'm saying? And thinking you got away with something when you really ain't got away with it. It's just, the Most High showing you grace and mercy. You know what I'm saying? So okay, hold it. We're gonna go to Romans chapter 7.
Romans 7.
Yeah, Romans 7.
All right, then. Starting
Again,
at 1.
yeah, again, a lewd and adulterous wife. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna look a little bit at marriage. What constitutes a marriage? What make an individual, I mean individuals married? You know what I'm saying? Do you have to go down to the courtroom to get recognized as husband or wife? Or can you just go to the most high? You go to the most high, and y'all just make a agreement before the most high, and y'all constitute that as marriage. So we're gonna look at a couple of those things today. So let's get it.
All right, then. That's Roman. You said Romans 7, right?
Yeah, Romans 7, read 1 through like 3.
1 through 3. You got it, bro. And it reads on this wise: Know you not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law. Now
Hmm.
that the law had dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
So you see that? So look, he's Paul explaining to you. I'm talking to those that know the law. These are the people that have a good understanding on the law. Come on.
For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband so as long as he liveth.
So you see that? So as long as her husband lives, the woman that has the husband again is bound to her husband as long as he lives. You know what I'm saying? So as long as he's alive, she is subject to her husband. Come on.
For I'm sorry. Uh, but if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband.
So you see that if the husband is dead, then she's no longer in subjection to her husband anymore, because it's until death do us part. After that, that vow has been broken because death has ended it. So now she's free to go and be another man's wife at this point. But as long as he's alive, she's bound by the law to her husband. Come on.
So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress.
So you see that? So contrary to any beliefs or anything like that, a woman can't have two husbands. She can't have two husbands. Or she can't be married to two men. As long as her husband is alive. If she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. Come on.
But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law,
Hmm.
so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man.
So you see that? So again, it explains if he be dead, if he happens to die, and she go and be another man's wife, then that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, after he's dead, she's free from the law of her husband. Now she's free to do what she please. She could remain a widow, or she could go get married again. It's her choice. She's free. See what I'm saying? She's free to do whatever she want. We'll get an example. Let's go to First Samuel. First Samuel chapter 25. No, I think it's Second Samuel, my bad. Second Samuel.
2 Samuel 25.
I don't think it's 25. What is it? Hold on, let me see, bro. My bad. Yeah, it is Second Samuel chapter 25. Ah, yeah. Let's get that. Second Samuel chapter 25.
25, starting at 1.
Yeah, we'll start it at one. We'll read it down.
Let me see. Hold on, my 2 Samuel only goes to
Nah,
24.
First Samuel, my bad, bro. First Samuel, my bad.
Oh, it's all good. 1 Samuel 25, we'll go there. All right then. And it reads on this wise. And Samuel died, and all the Israelites were gathered together and lamented him and buried him in his house at Ramah. And David arose and went down to the wilderness of Paran. And there was a man in Moan whose possessions were in Carmel. And the man was very great. And he had
Mm,
3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats. And he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. Now the name of the man was Nabal,
mm-hmm.
and the name of his wife Abigail. And she was a woman of good understanding,
She
and of
was
a
a what type
beautiful,
of woman?
good understanding,
Right, she was a woman of good understanding. Come on.
and of a beautiful countenance.
Mm-hmm.
But the man was churlish
He was
or
what?
harsh. He was churlish
He
or
was
harsh,
churlish or harsh. Come on.
and evil in his doings.
Mm-hmm.
And he was of the house of Caleb. That's sad. And David heard in the wilderness that Nabal did shear his sheep. And David sent out 10 young men. And David said unto the young men, get you up to Carmel and go to Nabal and greet him in my name. And thus shall you say to him that liveth in prosperity, peace be both to thee, and peace be to thine house, and peace be unto all that thou hast. And now I have heard that thou hast shearers. Now thy sheep herds which were with us, we hurt them not, neither was there out missing unto them all the while they were in Carmel. Ask thy young men, and they will show thee. Wherefore let the young men find favor in thine eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thine hand unto thy servants and to thy son David. And when
Mm-hmm.
David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words in the name of David, and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servant and said, who is David? And who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I have killed for my shearers, and give it unto men whom I know not whence they be? So David's young men turned their way and went again and came and told him all those sayings. And David said unto his men, gird ye every man his sword. And they girded every man his sword. And David also girded on his sword. And there went up after David about 400 men, and 200
Mm-hmm.
of bows by the stuff. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying,
See,
behold,
Nabal's who?
they, Nabal's wife.
Nabal's wife. So understand what's going on is at this point David was protecting Nabal's sheep that was in his sheep herders that was out in the fields. You know what I'm saying? David provided them some type of protection. So it came a point to where David had, sent to, to get some stuff from Nabal. And Nabal, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, like, man, who the hell is David? You know what I'm saying? So shit, to hell with what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? And basically waved David off like David was nothing. So David now getting ready to go. He done strapped up him and his boys, and now they finna get ready to go handle some business. Come on.
But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. But the men were very good unto us, and
He
we were
did
not
what?
hurt.
It said he
He
what on them?
he railed on them. He
Right,
reviled
so
and
he was
scolded
just
them.
cussing them out. Just
Read.
cussing them out. Said he just railed. He was just railing on them. Come on, but this what type of man you was dealing with. See, when it described him as being Charles. You know what I'm saying? When you look up the definition for that, it means an individual who is rude and a mean spirited and slurry way. You know what I'm saying? So he had an evil spirit to him, unfriendly and bad temper and very impolite. You know what I'm saying? Like how you addressing somebody that like this that's protecting your servant in the field. You see what I'm saying? So he showed himself to be very impolite, a very impolite individual. You know what I'm saying? Living up to his name. Come on.
But the men were very good unto us, and we were not hurt. Neither missed we anything, as long as we were conversant with them when we were in the fields.
So you see
They
what he
were,
said. So as long as we was converse. I mean conversing with
conversing.
David
Hmm.
and his boys. Man, ain't no trouble happened to us. No trouble happened to us as long as we was with them in the field. Come on.
They were a wall unto us both by day and night, all the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore, know and consider what thou wilt do. For evil is determined against our master and against all his household. For he is such as the son of Belial, that a
Mm.
man cannot speak to him.
So when he say a son of Baal, that means a son of the devil. And understand when his servant, I mean when the ball servant was explaining to Abigail, look, he said that was a wall onto us both by day and by night, meaning that they served as protection. They stood between us and evil, or you know what I'm saying, us and any type of mischief. See, before anything could get to us, they had to go through David and his men. You know what I'm saying? So we was good when we was with them. And this what David just hollering at Nabal about. Look, we didn't made sure, what you had going on out here, we didn't made sure that it was good. All we asking for from you is just a couple things. It ain't much. But by him being a churlish man, a son of the devil, you know what I'm saying? Shoot. He getting ready to get himself killed. Come on. But you finna see how wise and how understanding Abigail was. Come on.
Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves and 2 bottles of wine, and 5 sheep ready dressed, and 5 measures of parched corn, and 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on asses. And she said unto her servants, Go on before me, behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband of all. And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill. And behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, Surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow hath in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him. And he hath requited me evil for good.
So you see that he was paying me evil for good. Come on.
So one more also do God unto the enemies of David, if I leave of all that pertaineth to him by the morning light, any that pisseth against the wall.
So he was saying, I'm finna get ready to go in there and I'm finna destroy every man. Every man that pisses against the wall, because that's what men do. It's like that's why you see, urinals in the stalls. I mean, when you go to the men's bathroom, that's what he's saying, pissing against the wall.
He was
You
going to
know?
destroy he was going to get rid of his strength.
Yeah,
The men are the
absolutely.
strength, yeah.
Yeah. I'm finna get rid of all of them. All that piss against the wall, I'm finna get rid of them tonight. I mean, yeah, tonight before the morning light. Come on.
And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off the ass and fell before David on her face and bowed herself to the ground and
Mm-hmm.
fell at his feet and said, Upon me, my Lord, upon me, let this iniquity be. And let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thine audience and hear the words of thine handmaid.
So you see
Let
that?
not,
So look, this just going to show you how truly wise and understanding this woman was. You know what I'm saying? Because look, she did something when she first went to meet David. It said she told not her husband. Because what you think would have happened if she would have told him? He probably, your ass ain't finna go see no damn David. You sit your ass down. You know what I'm saying? He probably would have cursed her out.
right.
But look, but she thinking about everybody that's in their household. You know what I'm saying? Because look, what his foolishness did, it was finna cost everybody. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, she's thinking beyond just her and him. She's thinking about the welfare of everybody that's can potentially be harmed in this situation. So being wise and understanding, she knew she probably couldn't tell him right then and there. He was probably off somewhere, probably drunk and you know what I'm saying, acting stupid or something like that. But the one thing is, what she did it with wisdom and understanding. So come on.
Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, even Nabal, for as his name is, so is he. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him. But
well
I
wicked.
that folly is with
Folly.
him.
That means foolishness and immorally wicked. I mean, immorally wickedness. You know what I'm saying? That's what Nabal means. Nabal means a fool. He was a fool. He was full of foolishness. Come on.
But I, thine handmaid, saw not the young men of my Lord, whom thou didst send. Now therefore, my Lord, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, sin, Lord, hath withholden thee from coming to shed blood, and from avenging thyself with thine own hand. Now let thine enemies, and they that seek evil to my Lord, be as Nabal.
Mm.
And now this blessing which thine handmaid hath brought unto my Lord, let it even be unto the young men that follow my Lord. I pray thee, forgive the trespass of thine handmaid, for the Lord will certainly make my Lord a sure house, because my Lord fighteth the battles of the Lord, and evil had not been found in thee all thy days.
So you see what she's speaking? She letting it be known, you know what I'm saying? For the Lord will surely make my Lord a sure house. See, she already look, she looking well into what's going on. Because when she's saying a sure house, she's speaking on, she knowing and understanding that the Messiah gonna come out of the line of David. That's the sure house that she talking about, where David's throne will last throughout all generations. You know what I'm saying? It would never fail to be a descendant of David to sit up on the throne. This is what she's talking about, and she's saying, "My Lord fighteth the battles of the Lord, and evil hath not been found in thee all thy days." So understand what she's speaking. You know what I'm saying? And see that this a wise woman. And look, notice that she's still, you know what I'm saying? Uh she's still subject to her husband at the end of the day because he's still alive. You know what I'm saying? So she's still subject to her husband. And even though she knew that he was a fool and that he was a son of wickedness, you know what I'm saying? She still was bound by the law to her husband. Come on.
Yet a man is risen to pursue thee, and to seek thy soul. But the soul of my Lord shall be bound in the bundle of life with the Lord thy Elohim, and the souls of thine enemies. Them shall he sling out as out of the middle of a sling.
Mm.
And it shall come to pass, when the Most High shall have done to my Lord according to all the good that he hath spoken concerning thee, and shall have appointed thee ruler over Israel, that there shall be no grief unto thee, no offense of hurt unto my Lord, either that thou hast shed blood causeless, or that my Lord had avenged himself. But when the Lord shall have dealt well with my Lord, then remember thine handmaid.
So you see that? So now she looking really well into the future because now she's talking about David being set up as king over Israel and knowing that he's been set up as king over Israel because she knew and understood that Samson had already anointed David king. It was just David hadn't took the throne yet. But David has already been anointed king, even though Saul still sit on the throne at this time. But in the eyes of the Most High, he's anointed king, just like the Messiah right now with us. He's our uncrowned king. He king nonetheless. It's just he hasn't taken the throne yet, but he's still nonetheless king. It's the same thing with David. David has already been anointed king, and Abigail already and she's acknowledging it. She's acknowledging it. She's saying that when the Lord fulfill His promises that He got for you, when you become king over Israel, let what happened right here today. Don't let it be an offense onto you. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, but deal well with me and remember thy handmaid. Come on. Still there, bro? No, he didn't fail out. He didn't fail off. Alright, I'll finish reading myself. Let me see. Hold on. Alright, it says verse 33, 32. It says, and David said to Abigail, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, which sent thee this day to meet me. It says, and blessed be thy advice, and blessed be thou, which has kept me this day from coming to shed blood, and from avenging myself with mine own hand. For In very deed, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, which hath kept me back from hurting thee, except thou hadst hasted and come to meet me. Truly, there had not been left unto Nabal by the morning light any that pisseth against the wall. So David received of her hand that which she had brought of him, and said unto him, Go up in peace to thine house. See, I have hearkened to thy voice, and have accepted thy person. And Abigail came to Nabal, and behold, he held a feast in his house, like the feast of a king, and Nabal's heart was merry within him, for he was very drunken. Wherefore she told him nothing less or more until the morning light. But it came to pass in the morning, when the wine was gone out of Nabal, and his wife had told him these things, that his heart died within him, and he became as a stone, meaning he just died. So he had a heart attack, boom, and he just dropped dead when she told him. It says, and it came to pass about 10 days after that the Lord smote Nabal that he died. And when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, Blessed be the Lord that hath pled the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and hath kept his servant from evil. For the Lord hath returned the wickedness of Nabal upon his own head. And David sent and communed with Abigail, meaning he went and he talked with Abigail to take her to him to wife. And when the servants of David were come to Abigail to Carmel, they spake unto her, saying, David sent us unto thee to take thee to him to wife. And she arose and bowed herself on her face to the earth, and said, Behold, let thine handmaid be a servant to wash the feet of the servants of my Lord. So she doing the same thing that the Messiah did. She washing people's feet. Washing people's feet, man. That just go to show you how truly wise and understanding this woman was. So it says, and Abigail hasted and arose and rode upon an ass with 5 damsels of hers that went after her, and she went after the messengers of David and became his wife. So again, it's tying in all back to the same to that Romans 12, where Romans 7, where it's talking about as long as she have a husband, she bound to the law of her husband. But if her husband be dead, then she's free to go and be another man's wife. So as long as Abel was alive, Abigail was subject by law to Nabal. But the moment that he died, she became free, and she was able to become David's wife. So we're gonna hold that there. And next we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We're gonna hit Ezekiel. We're gonna start in 16, and then we're gonna take it all the way to like 23. We're gonna start in Ezekiel 16, and we're gonna read it to like 23. Hold on, yeah, my bad. Hey, Stefan, what you doing, bro? You feel like reading for me real fast, if you can, or Ox Steve or Thomas, one of y'all, bros.
I got you. Give me a minute. I'm sorry.
I bet. All right, so we're
All
gonna
right, where
start
you want me to start?
Ezekiel 16. We're gonna start in verse 1. Well, you know what? Matter of fact, let's go to let's start in Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah 2.
All right, you said Jeremiah 2.
Yeah.
All right. To whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah.
No, you in Jeremiah chapter 2?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nah,
Nah,
nah.
you good.
That was lying too. Jeremiah chapter 2, Moreover, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Go and cry to the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith the Lord, I remember thee, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thine
Espousals.
espousals, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown.
So look, so the Most High sending Jeremiah out, right? And he telling Jeremiah to tell the children of Israel to remember the time of your youth, the love of thine espousal. When you look up espousal, that's your bride. I mean, he was referring to bridehood, to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, you was getting ready to come into marriage. You know what I'm saying? It says, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. Come on.
Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase. Lord.
Read that again, bro. You kind of went out.
Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase.
Mm,
All that devour him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them, saith the Lord.
that's right. Come on.
Hear ye the word of the Lord, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone forth from me and have walked after vanity and are become vain?
So that's a question. So the Most High asks in a question to the children of Israel, what iniquity have your ancestors found in me? What sin, what unrighteousness have y'all found in me that y'all have gone far from me and have walked after vanity and have become vain? Because at this point we started to go after other gods. You know what I'm saying? We started to go into worship other gods, and this is what the Most High getting into, because we had made a covenant with the Most High. Our ancestors made a covenant with the Most High at Mount Sinai and entered into a covenant with God. When you go into what is it? Exodus chapter 19 through Exodus chapter 23. Or is it 23? It might be somewhere up in there. 23 or something like that. 32. But the point is that we had made a covenant with the Most High, and we made an agreement. We entered into an agreement with the Most High that we would that we would keep His laws, statutes, and commandments, and His judgments, and that we would go forth and we would teach it to the rest of the world, signed and sealed in blood. You know what I'm saying? And He gave us the 10 Commandments as paperwork that we belong to Him, or that we entered into a covenant with Him, and it was signed by him with the fingers of God. That's what the scriptures tell you. The commandments was written by the fingers of God. You know what I'm saying? Just going to show you that paperwork is very important. You know what I'm saying? Paperwork is very important. But let's keep going though. Verse 6.
All right, Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 6. Neither said they, Where is the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought and of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passed through and where no man dwelt.
So you see that? So this was the type of wilderness that we was going through for 40 years. He said it was a land of deserts and pits, a land of drought, meaning there was no water there. And he said, of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passed through and where no man dwelt. Right. It was an uninhabitable land. It was somewhere that life could not exist. But the Most High said, I brought you through this wilderness. And when he said he was bringing this through, it was to humble the children of Israel, that they may know that man doesn't live on bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. He was letting you know, look, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because look, when there was no water, he brought forth water out of the rock. You know what I'm saying? When there was no food, he gave us manna bread. And and look, understand, manna bread is angels' food. It tastes like anything that you desire it to taste like. So if you we was eating manna bread today and you had a taste for Popeye's chicken, manna bread to taste just like Popeye's chicken. But that's what he did for us in the wilderness. He said, your shoes, you walk with the same shoes for 40 years and the soles didn't go out. He said you had the same clothes for 40 years and they didn't wear out. Just letting you know that that he had us. This what the Most High as a husband did for the nation of Israel, being his wife figuratively. You know what I'm saying? This what he was explaining. This is the kind of relationship that we have as a Israel as a nation and the Most High. This the relationship that we have is comparable to a husband and a wife. You know what I'm saying? And he's showing you as a husband that he had us in all situations, meaning he met all our needs. That's what a man is, man, meeting all needs.
Mm.
And that's what he did. He met all our needs. We needed water. He gave us water. We needed food. He gave us food. You know what I'm saying? We needed protection. He gave us protection. So everything and anything that we needed, we was able to depend on him for it. In a land where it said no man dwelt. So come on, let's go.
Verse 7. And I brought you into a plentiful country to eat the fruit thereof and the goodness thereof. But when ye entered, ye defiled my land and made my heritage an abomination.
So you see that? So he's saying, I took you from the wilderness. I took you from the wilderness from all that hectic stuff to where you didn't know when you was gonna drink, you know what I'm saying, when you was gonna eat, you know, to a plentiful country, where you was eating fruit off the trees. He said, but you enter in, so I took you from there and I gave you a place to stay. I gave you a house. I set you up in a house. He said, but you entered into that house and you defiled it. We made his house an abomination. And when you look up an abomination, it means something that's extremely disgusting. Let me look it up real fast. So when you look up abomination, a thing that causes disgust or hatred, a feeling of hatred, disgrace, horror, outrage. You know what I'm saying? Loathing, uh, detestation, disgust. So he said, "Man, look, you made the place that I gave you to live. You made it disgusting. How did we do that? Man, we started worshiping other gods. We started, we started doing all manner of child sacrificing, committing adultery, shedding innocent blood. Man, we started doing all type of stuff, man, that disgust the Most High. And he said, it disgusted me. You made the house that I gave you a disgusting thing, something to be loathed at. Come on.
Jeremiah 2, verse 8. The priest said not, where is the Lord? And they that handle the law knew me not.
Hmm.
The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit.
So you see that he's saying they walked after things that do not profit, but in this whole passage of verse 8, these are talking about individuals that were the heads of the nation. He said the priests. These were the individuals that handled the law. It said they knew me not. Why? How you the priest and you handle the law, but you don't know the Most High? Is because they put it down. They wasn't doing the things that was contained in the law. You know what I'm saying? They had started to go about to establish their own righteousness. It says the pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal. So now you got a ton of false prophets in the land that's prophesying prophecies from uh, uh from another god. And he said the things that thou was doing it didn't profit. It had no advantage for you. Come on.
Wherefore will I yet plead with you, saith the Lord, and with your children's children will I plead.
And when he's saying please, he not talking about I'm finna beg with you. I'm not finna beg you to do the right thing. I'm not finna where you know the Most High, you know he'll give you a warning, but he telling them he not saying he's finna get ready to beg, get on his knees and beg you. What he telling you when he say, I will plead with you and will plead with your children. That means he's about to get ready to enter into judgment. He about to get ready to utter some stuff, and when he utter what judgment is gonna be, he say my word not gonna come back void. You know what I'm saying? Now he'll repent and turn away from the evil, but you have to repent and turn away from your evil first. Come on.
For pass over the isles of Chittim, and see and send unto Kedar, and consider diligently, and see if there will be such a thing.
So you say, see, so you see, this is what he asks, and he's like him saying, "Look, go to China and see, or go over to Russia and consider diligently and see if there be such a thing." But what's the thing that he's saying? Consider diligently and go and see. Come on.
Hath the nation changed their gods,
Have a
which are
nations
yet?
did what?
Has a nation changed their gods?
So you see that he asking the question, has a nation changed their gods? No. You know what I'm saying? China God has always been China's God. It doesn't change. Russia God has always been Russia's God. It does not change. So again, had the nation changed their gods? Come on.
Hath the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit.
So you see this? So he just saying, man, y'all playing out fools. Y'all playing out foolish, man, because y'all changing your glory into that which doth not profit. Come on.
Be astonished,
Be
O
what?
ye heavens, be astonished.
Uh-huh. Meaning devastated. Be astonished. Be devastated. Be amazed. Be stupefied. Come on.
Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be very desolate, saith the Lord. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out broken cisterns that can hold no water.
So you see that? So now he explaining that, we have committed two evils. You know what I'm saying? The first evil was that we forsook the fountain of living waters. And then he said, after that, you created you a cistern, a broken cistern that can't hold no water. So that's like you going from, you know, a fully functioning water bottle that can hold all the water that you can possibly imagine to you going and you making you a bottle with holes in it and you choosing this over the good water bottle. He's saying this how foolish my people are. That you would rather choose a vessel, a broken cup that can't even hold water over one that's giving you over a fountain of living waters. It's crazy. Come on.
Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
Is he a
Why
what?
is he a homeborn slave?
That's the question. Is he a homeborn slave? Is Israel a homeborn slave? You know what I'm saying? When we look at ourselves, man, look, that's all we looking at is homeborn slaves. You know what I'm saying? Our people didn't think like this. Our people didn't act like or wasn't supposed to think like this or wasn't supposed to act like this. You know what I'm saying? When the Most High took us by the hand in the time of our espousal, man, He gave us righteous laws, righteous commandments to live and abide by. You know what I'm saying? But we was doing stuff. We was doing what y'all see now is what we was doing back at home. We was sexy red and all over the place. We was we was corrupting laws. We was we wasn't relieving the fatherless and the widow. We was oppressing the poor. We was shedding innocent blood. We was crazy, and the Most High said, had not left y'all like Sodom and a remnant of y'all like Gomorrah, or a remnant of y'all, I should say. He said y'all would have been like Sodom and Gomorrah. Y'all was turning that we was turning that bad at home. That he started he compared us to Sodom and Gomorrah. And we know what type of wickedness was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. And for him to associate us with Sodom and Gomorrah, he could associate us with any other place. But he said Sodom and Gomorrah, it lets you know how bad we were starting to become. We were starting to become extremely bad. Come on.
Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? The young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burned without inhabitant. Also, the children of Naph and Tahaphanes have broken the crown of thy head.
Hmm.
Hast thou, hast thou not procured this unto thyself?
Has thou not what?
Procured this unto thyself,
Right. Have you not brought this upon yourself? Come on.
and that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God when he led thee by the way.
Right. So that's a question. He's saying everything that we had that we've been going through is because of what we've done. You know what I'm saying? He said, shoot, we brought it up on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Us getting gunned down in the streets, us being the first fire, the last hire. Us being overran by foreigners in our own neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? They making all the money off of us because no matter where you go in the black neighborhood, the only individuals that hold businesses there is the foreigners. The Arabs with the gas stations or the corner stores, the Indians with the same thing with the corner stores, the Chinese with with the beauty supplies, and the list go on and on. You know, we getting gunned down by police and by you know what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, there's always a black man that's just being gunned down in the middle of somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying y'all brought this up on yourselves. When you look at the prison population, man, we make up a majority of the prison population. You know what I'm saying? That's why he was asking, is Israel a homeborn slave? You know what I'm saying? But look again, and two, that's why he said when we read a couple verses up that he said that sure I'ma plead with you and your children's children. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you I'm gonna enter into judgment with you, and I'm gonna enter into judgment with your children's children. So come on, let's keep going.
And now, what hast thou to do in the way of Egypt, to drink the waters of Sahor? Or what hast thou to do in the way of Assyria, to drink the waters of the river?
Mm-hmm.
Thine own wickedness shall correct thee,
Dog.
and thy
Uh-huh.
and thy backsliding shall reprove thee.
So you see that? So he's saying it's gonna come a point to where our own wickedness and our own backslide and shall correct and reprove us, meaning we're gonna get tired of bumping our heads against the wall. We're gonna get tired of bumping our heads against the wall and we're gonna start learning the error of our ways. We're gonna get tired of being wicked and we're gonna get tired of backsliding and we'll correct ourselves. It's like when you read Isaiah the first chapter, he said, shoot, it ain't even no point in me whooping y'all no more. Because the more I whoop you, the more you rebel. And that's what he's saying right here. Shoot, basically, look, man, I'm just throwing my hands up, man. You know, at this point, your own wickedness gonna have to correct you. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a parent when they say, you know what I'm saying, man. Look, I'm taking my hands off you. You just gonna have to learn the hard way. Come on.
Know therefore, and see that it is an evil thing and bitter, that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee, saith
Mm.
the Lord God of hosts.
So you see that? So he said, shoot, look, you finna learn. You gonna learn today that it's an evil thing bitter and bitter. You know what I'm saying? It's a bitter thing that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that the fear of him is not in thee. Come on.
For of old time I have broken thy yoke, and burst thy bands, and thou saidst, I will not transgress.
And what he's saying is when you talking about of old times, I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, meaning time and time again, man, I had to rescue y'all from captivity. You know what I'm saying? From the very first moment that y'all entered into the land up until now, man, I've been having to get y'all out of captivity, get y'all out of captivity, and get y'all out of captivity over and over again. I done broken our our yoke and burst our bands. And we constantly telling him, man, we ain't gonna transgress against you no more, Lord. You know, you get us out of this situation, and I promise I never do this again. Come on.
When upon every high hill, and under every green tree, thou wanderest playing the harlot.
So he said, you wondrous, playing the harlot. Notice he didn't say you were a harlot. He said you are playing the harlot. And when you play the harlot, that means you're married and you're playing like you're single. You trying to do single women things under, bound to the law by your husband. That's not going to work. It's not going to work, and that's what he's saying. Shoot, look, you telling me, time and time again, I done had to do X, Y, and Z for you, and you come back running to me. You go off and you start worshiping all these other gods, but then you come back running to me when you in trouble, begging and pleading me. You know what I'm saying? That's like a woman. She go off and time and time again, man, she just keep cheating on you. She'll run off, she cheating on you, and every time she get into a dire strait, she come running to you and saying, "I promise, if you take me back, I'll never do this again." And then as soon as you do it, here she go, pew, she out of there. She returned right back to her ways. That's what the Most High saying about us. Come on.
Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
Notice what he said. Look, man, I didn't plant y'all noble. I planted you a noble vine, a fully a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? Let me look up that word degenerate real fast and we'll see what degenerate means. Hold on. When you look up degenerate, it means having declined or become less specialized from an ancestral or former estate. So he's saying, shoot, look, I planted you as the best vine that there was, but you know, through your behavior and through your actions, you have declined. We declined, man. Look, he's saying, man, we was the cream of the crop, but the behavior, it decreased our value. You know what I'm saying? So, come on.
For though thou wash with, no, let me start over. For though thou wash thee with nitre
Nitrate.
and nitrate, and take thee much soap, yet thine iniquity is marked before me, saith the Lord God.
Right. So he's saying, look, you could do all the washing up and you could try and clean yourself up with some of the the most expensive and best soap known to man, but he was like, shoot, your iniquity at this point is marked before me. That's why he said the sin of Judah, when you read in that Jeremiah 14, the sin of Judah is written with a pen, I mean with a with a pen of iron with you know, is written with the dang what it say, my bad. Hold on, let me see what it say, y'all, so I don't be misquoting. It says with the pen of iron and with the point of a diamond, meaning it's permanent at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's permanent. You know what I'm saying? There's no washing it away. You know, because he's telling you, shoot, you can wash with nitrate all you want. Let me look up and see what nitrate is, y'all. My bad. I want to see what it is. When you look up nitrate, it means potassium nitrate, especially as naturally occurring mineral. So it's a type of mineral. You know what I'm saying? I'm guessing they must have used it for some type of soap or something. It says nitron was and still is by the Egyptians for washing. Yeah, so it was used for washing. Nitrate was used for washing. That's what it was. It was a, something that they used that we would, call soap or something like that. But that's what he said. Soap, nitrate, and take thee much soap. Yet thine iniquity is marked before me, saith the Lord God. Come on.
How canst thou say I am not polluted? I have not gone after Baalim.
So that's a
See thy
question.
way.
There's a question. You know what I'm saying? How we telling the Most High, look, I ain't polluted. I ain't gone after Balaam. Come on.
See thy way in the valley. Know what thou hast done. Thou art a swift
Dromedary.
dromedary traversing,
Her way.
traversing her ways.
A swift dromedary traversing her ways. Come on.
A wild ass used to the wilderness that snuffeth up the wind at her pleasure. In
Mm-hmm.
her occasion, who can turn her away?
Right. So he's just letting you know, and look, he almost he getting real cornered here. You know what I'm saying, and letting you know because the language is vulgar. He just saying like shit. You know what I'm saying? When you get horny, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no turning you away. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no turning you away. That's what he mean when he say a wild ass used to the wilderness that stuffeth up the wind at her pleasure and her occasion. Who can turn her away? You know what I'm saying? Meaning when you get hot, who gonna turn you away? You know how it is. Come on.
All they that seek her will not weary themselves. In her month they shall find her.
So you see that? So he said, shoot, all them that seek her, then you ain't worried about it because you know when it's that time, then shoot, she gonna find you. We'll find you then in that time. And this is how he's talking about the children of Israel as a whole, but he's putting it in a husband and wife perspective so you can get an understanding on it. Come on.
Withhold thy foot from being unshod,
From being
and
what?
thy unshod,
Unshod. Withhold your foot but from being unshod. Come on.
and thy throat from thirst. But thou saidest, there is no hope. No, for I have loved strangers, and after them will I go.
So look, so he said, shoot, at this point, look, I'ma just go and fulfill my lust. That's what he's saying. Look, I'ma just go fulfill my lust. But the most high telling him, look, man, look, withhold thy feet from being unshod. You know what I'm saying? And I throw from thirst. Like, look, you just thirsty. You just running after anybody that you see. You just running after anybody that you see. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, and their prophets, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us.
So you see that? So that's why he's saying, look, man, y'all ashamed. Just like a thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed because he's saying, you saying to a stock. because at this point in time we began to worship trees. That's what a stock is. It comes from a tree. And he says, you saying to a piece of wood, you my father, and to a stone, you brought me forth you brought me forth. Like, come on, like that's foolish. That's foolish. It's foolish to worship idols and graven images and to put them in the stead of the Most High. It's just like what Aaron did in the wilderness when he made that golden calf, and the children of Israel was like, "This is our God that brought us out of the land of Egypt." Like, come on, you just created that bull. Now you saying this is the God that led us out of the that led us out of the land of Egypt with all these signs and miracles? Like, nah, he's saying this is what they do. And then they turn, and we turn our backs on them. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine your wife, she just turning her back on you and not the face. You know what I'm saying? But in her time of trouble, she telling you to come save me. Come save me. Come on.
But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee?
So you see that, right? What are the guys that made you? Or in other words, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, what are them, them niggas you was chasing after, or them other men you was seeking? What they at? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you ain't calling on them in your time of trouble? That's how the Most High saying. That's what he's saying. Like, nah, why y'all calling on me? Go call on them other guys that y'all was going after. Come on.
Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble.
So you see that? So yeah, if they can save you in the time of their trouble, come on.
For according to the number of thy cities or thy gods, O Judah,
On.
wherefore will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord. In vain have I smitten your children. They receive no correction.
Mm.
Your own sword hath devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. O generation, see ye the word of the Lord. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel?
That's a question. Asking, have I been a wilderness? Meaning, have I been, uh, have I not provided for you? You know what I'm saying? Have I not provided for you? You needed water, I gave you water. You needed food, I provided you with food. See, a wilderness not gonna do that. A wilderness is not gonna produce the things that are necessary or needful for life. A wilderness doesn't provide you with water, and that's what we were saying in the earlier verses, because he said, I led you through the wilderness. I led you through the wilderness. It didn't provide you with the things that was necessary for you. So he asks, and have I been a wilderness unto Israel? Come on.
Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness?
Mm,
Wherefore say my people, we are lords, we will come no more unto thee.
mm.
Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire?
Right. Questions. You know what I'm saying? Can the maid forget her ornaments? You know what I'm saying? Or a bride her attire. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna see no bride forget her, her dress. Or a maid forget her jewelry. Like, nah, that ain't what it is. Nah, you would never see that. You ain't gonna see no bride come into walking down the aisle and she run back like, oh, I forgot my wedding dress. Like, nah, come on.
Yet my people have forgotten me, days without number.
Mm-hmm.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
That's the question. Why you trimming your way to seek love, or why you going out of your way to seek love? You looking over here and looking over there, and you trying to find love, but shit, you got love right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? But you wouldn't know it if you came and smacked you on the top of your head. Because everything that we consider love, everything that you would want in in a man or a husband, the Most High already provided it for you. Food, clothes, shelter. You know what I'm saying? Wait till we get to this Ezekiel, the 18th chapter. You gonna see how he decked you out, how he decked us out. We had on the best of the best. It's like, a man take his bride, you know what I'm saying, and he give her everything, all her needs, plus wants. Well, I ain't gonna even say wants, but because clothes were needful. You know what I'm saying? But look, he didn't just put her in some Goodwill. He didn't just put us in some raggedy Goodwill clothes or some hand-me-downs. The Most High gave us the best of the best as a husband. Come on.
Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
So you see that he said, "Look, you teaching. You so bad. I mean, you getting so. We had got so wicked in our doings." He said, "You starting to teach the wicked ones your ways." Meaning we had excelled them in wickedness. We had excelled the ones that they call wickedness in wickedness. Meaning we were so wicked that the wicked ones came to us and they was like, dang, how y'all do that? Dang, how y'all do that right there? And they start taking notes. Come on.
Also in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents.
So you see that? Look, now he telling you what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Your hands is filled with the blood of the souls of the poor innocents. Come on.
I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these. Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent, surely his anger shall turn from me. Behold, I will plead with thee, because thou sayest, I have not sinned.
Um, so now what they seeking to do is to hide, they just letting you know, don't hide your sin in your bosom like Adam did. Acknowledge your sin. Come on, and he's free to forgive.
Why gaddest thou about so much to change thy way? Thou also shalt be ashamed of Egypt, as thou wast ashamed of Assyria.
Mm.
Yeah, thou shalt go forth from him, and thy hands upon thine head. For the Lord hath rejected thy confidences, and thou shalt not prosper in them.
All right, chapter 3.
They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
So that's a question. So he's saying if a man was married to a woman, right, and he put her away, meaning he divorced her, and she go and get married to another man, it says can he return onto her again? That's a question. Well, according to Deuteronomy 24, I'm gonna hold that real fast. I'm gonna read this. It states that that can't happen according to Deuteronomy 24, which reads, when a man had taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he has found some uncleanliness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement, give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. So you see that if the husband find some type of uncleanliness in the woman and he decide to divorce her, he got to get that divorce paper in her hand and send her out of his house, and she can go and be another man's wife. But look, it says, and if the latter husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and sendeth her out of his house. Or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, it says her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. For that is abomination before the Lord. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. So you see that? So no, she can't come back to him. If he divorced her, if so so if a man divorce his wife and she go and become another man's wife and them two get divorced, She can't go back to her first husband because at that point it would be defiling the land. She's defiled at that point. So all right, let's keep going, bro.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
That's a question. Another question. Yes, that land should be greatly polluted or defiled. Come on.
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord.
So you see this? So now this what this is all about. It's about us and the Most High because he said, shoot, y'all didn't play the harlot and with many lovers and y'all keep returning to me. You know what I'm saying? That's a wife that just keep cheating and keep cheating and keep cheating. But she just keep coming back to you. She keep coming back to you. And this what the Most High said that we did to him. Come on.
Lift up thine eyes unto the high places, and see where thou hast not been lean with.
Mm.
In the ways hast thou sat for them as the Arabian in the wilderness, and thou hast polluted the land with thy whoredoms and with thy
So
wickedness.
right, so now you're telling them, man, look at all the high places. You know what I'm saying? And you tell me where you have not been laying with. You know what I'm saying? Because everywhere you look and shoot, you've been laying with because he's saying y'all wait, y'all sit for everybody just like the Arabians in the wilderness. Meaning you just sitting, you just posted up in the spot and you just waiting for people. And he said, and thou hast polluted the land with thy whoredoms and with thy wickedness. This what they doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you know what I'm saying. A woman polluting a married woman polluting her body with many different men, but keep trying to. But keep in the end returning to her husband. Like, nah, you polluted. You know what I'm saying? You've been polluted. You've been defiled. You know why you can't. Why are you trying to return to me? Come on.
Therefore the showers have been withholden, and there hath been no latter rain.
Uh-oh. So look, he said, shoot, I'm withholding the showers and it ain't been no latter rain. And that means if it's no latter rain, then what that mean, y'all? It's no crops. You
Mm.
ain't finna eat. It's finna be a famine. Come on.
And thou hast a whore's forehead,
What type of forehead?
a whore's forehead.
Come on.
Thou refusest to be ashamed.
Right. She's saying we had a horse forehead. So now we walking around and we have no shame in what we doing. We don't care who see us at this point. We not even trying to do it under the guise of darkness or under the cover of darkness. You know what I'm saying? We doing this stuff in broad daylight. You know what I'm saying? That's like a wife and you know what I'm saying? She start off sneaking out at nighttime so couldn't nobody see her, but she just got to the point to where she was just like, I don't care who sees me. I'm finna do this in broad daylight. And if somebody come and confront me about it, I'm gonna tell them, mind your business. That's what he's saying. That's how he's saying we became. He said we became to the point to where we had a whore's forehead. It was no shame in us. Come on.
Wilt thou not from this time cry unto me? My father, thou art the God of my youth. Will he reserve his anger forever? Will he keep it to the end? Behold, thou hast spoken and done evil things as thou couldest. The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel hath done? She is gone up upon every high mountain, under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot.
So you going
And
everywhere
I said
playing the
that,
harlot. Huh? Everywhere you going, you just playing the harlot. And understand what he's saying. When he's saying playing the harlot, is it different from being a harlot and playing the harlot? See, you played the harlot when you married. You know what I'm saying? Because you're playing or you're acting like something that you're not. You're a married woman. See, Rahab was a harlot. You know what I'm saying? And a harlot is not necessarily a bad term, but a harlot is just an individual who's having sex without protection. You know what I'm saying? So now if you got protection, you just out here playing the harlot. You ain't doing nothing but just playing. You know what I'm saying? Now now it's a punishment for that. See, it's not no punish. It wasn't a punishment for Rahab the harlot. It was no punishment for her because she wasn't playing the harlot. She just was. She just was. But it now it's saying Israel is playing the harlot. So a woman that's married, that's stepping out of, I mean, that's breaking wedlock, she's playing the harlot. Like when you get into I mean, when you get into Proverbs, the 6th and the 7th chapter, it talks about a woman that plays the harlot. Talk about a woman that played the harlot. Matter of fact, hold that. Let me read that real fast if I can. Yeah, I think is it. All right, so look, right. So Proverbs 7, right? Proverbs chapter 7. It reads, I'm gonna start in verse 6. It says, "For at the window for no, verse 5, it says, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and behold, among the simple ones I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, it says, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn, her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face she said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. It says, come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. Now, watch this. It says, for the good man is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. So, this is a woman that's playing the harlot because she has a husband that is not home, but she's acknowledging that he went on a long journey. He might be gone on a long journey to go handle some business, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. But at this point, she is playing the harlot because now while he's gone, she done dressed up, and it said her feet don't abide in the house, but she a streetwalker because the only thing she doing is she going from corner to corner to corner. You know what I'm saying? And when she finally met a young man, look at the words that she spoke onto him. She spoke seductive things onto him. I got peace offerings. You know, I came forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, and I have found thee. Look what she's saying. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, and with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come here, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with love. For the good man is not at home. You know what I'm saying? So when you keep reading, it says, with her much first speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteneth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Right? It's for his life. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, he finna get ready to sleep with another man's wife. You know what I'm saying? So shoot, any at this point, anything can happen. The man, the good man that's on a long journey. What about if that long journey just got cut short. And now while you at his house and you solacing in love until the morning, he just pop up in the middle of the night. And you know what the script say about the jealousy of a man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no appeasing it. It ain't nothing that you can say if a man walk in and he see you with his woman in his house. Come on, man. So all right, what we at with that Stephen, we gonna finish that off real fast.
We're Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 7.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me. But she returned not, and her treacherous sister Judah saw it.
Right. So he talking about,
And I saw one for.
well, he talking about the northern kingdom. He said, look, what they did, I told them to turn back, but they would not turn back onto me. But he said, her treacherous sister Judah saw it. So the southern kingdom who we come from. You know what I'm saying? We come from Judah, y'all. He said we watched what the king, I mean the what I think it was like the 9 tribes up north was doing. We watched what they was
Mhm.
doing, and it said, and it described us as treacherous. And why is because we saw what they was doing, and we was like, okay, well, y'all did that, but we gonna up it a couple notches, and we gonna do even worse. Come on.
And I saw one for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery.
She committed what?
Adultery.
Uh-huh.
I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also.
So you see that? So Judah, we seen what the tribes up north did when the Most High had to give them a bill of divorcement for setting up idolatry within the land. You know what I'm saying? So he gave them a bill to divorce them, and he kicked them out and sent them into captivity. But he was like, we seen it, and we were so treacherous that we didn't even fear. But he said, but we went and played the harlot also. So we did the exact same thing that they did after watching them do it. Meaning we ain't have no sense of fear or nothing. Come on.
And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and with stocks.
So, and this is the right spiritual adultery. Spiritual adultery is when you worship other gods. That's what adultery is on a spiritual level, but on a carnal level is when a man sleeps with another man's wife. Come on.
And yet, for all this, her treacherous sister Judah hath not turned unto me with her whole heart, but feignedly saith the Lord.
But what?
But feignedly saith the Lord.
But feignedly, saith the Lord. Let's look up this word feignedly, because he said, "Shoot, after we had seen it all, we sat there and watched the whole thing go down with the Northern Kingdom. We watched the whole thing go down, and he said, shoot, even after all of that, they still didn't turn back, but they turned back feignedly. And when you look up the word feignedly, it means not genuine. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't genuine. They wasn't real. It was fake. They was faking. Come on."
And the Lord said unto me, the backsliding Israel hath justified herself more than treacherous Judah.
Right, because at this point, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, see, Israel was just doing it because that's what they was doing. But see, Judah has something to be warned by. You know what I'm saying? They seen it all unfold. So Israel is just Israel, but he calling Judah treacherous. Treacherous. Let's look up this word treacherous real fast, y'all, so we can understand exactly what he was calling us. when he say treacherous. It says treacherous, meaning either not trusted or dangerous. Hold on, let me see. Hmm, My bad, John. It means treacherous, faithless, false, disloyal, traitorous. You know what I'm saying? So untrue to what should command one's fidelity or allegiance. So that's what he's saying we was, man. We was extremely treacherous. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't faithful at all. You know, we wasn't trustworthy. We was false because we was our hearts was feignedly turned to the Lord. Come on, let's keep going.
Go and proclaim these words toward the north, and say, Return, thou backsliding Israel, saith the Lord. And I will not cause my anger to fall upon you, for I am merciful, saith the Lord. And I will not keep anger forever. Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against the Lord thy God, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree, and ye have not obeyed my voice, saith the Lord. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you,
For I am
and I
what?
for I am married unto you,
Come on.
and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
Alright, so look, we gonna hold that third right there, y'all. We into already into the second. I mean, to the 8 o'clock hour. So, we gonna hold that right there, and then when we come back, we're gonna pick up in the book of Ezekiel. We're gonna pick up in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, and we're gonna get more into it, y'all. But we gonna hold it right there, most high willing. Uh, Most High willing, we'll pick this back up Wednesday. Probably at the same time, y'all. We'll probably start a little bit earlier, maybe like 5:30 or something like that. But again, hey, all praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son. And Most High willing, I'll see y'all Wednesday. Shalom.
All right,
Shalom.
shalom.